1, 2. All right. It was fun going through and labeling all the different channels. And, yeah. Yep. Just the Joy's or the Chalice Lighter one because it's a different microphone. I have one of the 18 mics on there rather than the. So we pull the cane down on a little bit and it should be fine. For Jenny, but not when I'm speaking because then it sounds bad.
Good morning. Thank you. My name is Jenny Hobbs, and I serve on the board of DuPage Unitarian Universalist Church. I welcome everyone to our service this morning and welcome visitors to our open and inclusive community. As Unitarian Universalists, we hold that there are many spiritual paths to truth and meaning, and we support one another as we each explore these paths. I would like to especially welcome our visitors and guests, and welcome again those who have visited us before. Visitors, it is the custom of our congregation to invite you to stand and give your name and where you are from, if you feel comfortable doing so. Is there anyone here today who would like to introduce themselves? Hi. Welcome, Angie. Anybody else? Hi. Welcome. Welcome, Freya. All right. Welcome to everyone visiting today. Please join us after the service for coffee hour down in Creeves Hall. We would love to have a chance to get to know you better. Our Director of Religious Education, Steve Cooper, and our Congregational Life Coordinator, Mary Law, and all of our members are eager to meet you. I will also be present after the service in Creeves Hall and would be happy to speak with you as well. Our service can be heard outside the glass doors at the back of the sanctuary, should anyone feel the need to leave the service for any reason, but it's multi-gen today, so if you do leave, please come back. And there are chairs provided for your convenience. As we begin our service, please silence all electronic devices. Thank you.
Will I our chalice this morning, for a search for truth and meaning.
Good morning. This month, we're going to travel a path. Wait a second. It's been a rough week. This month, we are going to travel a path towards finding out how we are a people of journey. Today, we will start our journey with a hymn. Please stand in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. The words will be projected. What do Harry Potter, Luke Skywalker, Mulan, Cinderella, Katniss Everdeen, Moana, Moses, Hercules, and Frodo all have in common? What if I were to tell you that they're all variants of the same hero? Would you believe that? Well, Joseph Campbell did. And he studied myths and stories from all over the world and published a book called The Hero with a Thousand Faces, retelling dozens of stories and explaining how each represents the monomyth, or hero's journey. So, what is the hero's journey? Think of it as a cycle. The journey begins and ends in the hero's ordinary world. But the quest passes through an unfamiliar, special world. Along the way, there are some key events. And Joseph Campbell included 17 different stages in his book. But years later, the journey was refined by Christopher Vogler in his book, The Writer's Journey. And Vogler's version contained 12 stages, which incorporated or combined most of Campbell's stages. Today, I will use Vogler's version as it is most commonly used. So think about your favorite book or movie and think about, does it follow this pattern? So the hero starts in the ordinary world, status quo. This is where the hero exists before the present story begins. And they're oblivious of the adventures to come. It is their safe place. And then they are called to adventure. The hero's adventure begins when they receive a call to action, such as a direct threat to their safety, their family, their way of life, or to the peace of the community in which they live. It may not be as dramatic as a tornado, but simply a letter in the mail or a conversation. But whatever the call is, and however it manifests itself, it ultimately disrupts the comfort of the hero's ordinary world and presents a challenge or quest that must be undertaken. Of course, as soon as they're asked to do it, they're going to refuse. So the next stage is the refusal of the call. And although the hero may be eager to accept the quest, at this stage, they will have fears that need to be overcome. Second thoughts, or even deep personal doubts as to whether or not they are up to the challenge. Now, not all stages happen in the same order. So the next stage is meeting the mentor. So at this crucial turning point, where the hero desperately needs guidance, they meet a mentor figure who gives them something they need. They can be given an object of great importance, insight into the dilemma they face, wise advice, practical training, or even self-confidence. Whatever the mentor provides, the hero, with it, serves to dispel their doubts and fears and gives them the strength and courage to begin the quest. And now they're going to cross the threshold. They're going to cross from their ordinary life into that special world where things are different. So the hero is now ready to act upon the call of adventure and truly begin the quest, whether it be physical, spiritual, or emotional. And they may go willingly, or they might be pushed. But either way, they finally cross the threshold between the world they are familiar with and that which they are not. It may be leaving home for the first time in their life, or just doing something that they have always been scared to do. However, the threshold presents itself. This action signifies the hero's commitment to the journey and whatever it may have in store for them. So I'm sure you can see where these stories are going, and we'll catch up to them later on. But today's service isn't just about mythological fantasy or science fiction. It's about real-life examples of a hero's journey. Are there any real-life examples of a hero's journey? Yes, absolutely. Just look in the mirror. Part of the point of the hero's journey is that it reflects nearly universal human experiences. It does so in two major ways. The hero's journey is a reflection of the process of growing up. It's learning about the world, maturing, exploring new regions of experience, meeting fellow travelers, encountering new challenges, and developing the skills to overcome them. It's about flourishing and flowering in new ways, the journey from juvenile to adult. In the second way, even after we're no longer children, the hero's journey continues to be relevant. It's also about the obstacles we experience in everyday life, the obstacles and crises that cause us disadvantage and pain. The hero's journey is the story of encountering desperate and difficult situations, grappling with fear and hesitation, seeking out mentors and allies, developing strategies, and forging new psychological tools, and then expressing the drive and fortitude to weather adversity and come through as a better person, a hero, if you will. And that's why Joseph Campbell was able to identify heroic archetypes in the mythologies of every civilization. These stories express universal truths about the human experience. We are each a hero in our own journey. So I want to introduce you to two boys named August Pullman. The boy in the middle is the real Augie, and the boy in the upper right is his portrayal in the movie Wonder. Augie's story is a hero's journey, and it is real life. So we learn about Augie's ordinary life, that he was born with facial differences that up until now has kept him homeschooled. Augie recognizes his face deformity, and he has known from a young age how his deformity makes other people feel. And it's no surprise when people cringe or don't know how to react around him, but he strives to be like other kids. The call to adventure comes when his parents decide that it's time for him to attend private school so that he can have a real school experience. Of course, he refuses. But his parents talk him into at least visiting the school. So he meets his journey mentor, the director of the school, Mr. Tushman. And he is the person that encourages Augie throughout the story. He is also one of the first people Augie meets at the school that doesn't cringe at his appearance. Augie crosses the threshold from ordinary world to the special world on the first day of school. He is very hesitant and hides behind his space helmet. His parents give him support, takes off his helmet, and sends him on his way. At this point, he is leaving his island of security and going off into the ocean. How far will he go?
I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water no matter how hard I try. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know where I cannot go, where I long to be. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. I know everybody on this island seems so happy on this island. Everything is by design. I know everybody on this island has a role on this island, so maybe I can roll with mine. I can lead with pride, I can make us strong. I'll be satisfied if I play along, but the voice inside sings a different song. What is wrong with me? See the light as it shines on the sea, it's blinding, and no one knows how deep it goes. And it seems like it's calling out to me, so come find me and let me know what's beyond that line. Will I cross that line? The line where the sky meets the sea. It calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go.
Before we depart fully on this journey, I would like to give you a call to adventure. You, of course, can refuse the call, but I will try to mentor you on the way by offering food for thought. If you look at the insert in the order of service, it's the one that has all the lyrics to today's songs. And inside of it, you will find a page that says topic poem/prayer. If you're so inclined to do so during the rest of the service, you can fill in the blanks to create a poem or a prayer. The first line is the topic, and this can be a thought from today or maybe something that has been on your mind this past week. The second line is 2 adjectives or adverbs. The third line is 3 verbs. The fourth is a 4-word comment. And the last line is another word to match the opening topic description. There will be opportunities later in the service for some of you to share your poem or prayer with us. If you don't have a pen or a pencil, our stewards have some in their hands right now that they can share with you. So one thing I do ask that when you do the poem, and if you're going to share it, is please follow the format given. So we have now crossed the threshold into the unknown world. Our heroes are now in what Campbell calls the belly of the whale. Think of Pinocchio when he got into the belly of the whale, or Jonah in the belly of the whale. This is the point where they're like, what did I get myself into? They're like, am I really ready to do this? So this is where our heroes have realized that they are way deeper in than they had anticipated. Now, finally, out of their comfort zone, the hero is confronted with an ever more difficult series of challenges that test them in a variety of ways. Obstacles are thrown across their path, whether they be physical hurdles or people bent on thwarting their progress. The hero must overcome each challenge they are presented on this journey towards their ultimate goal. But the heroes need to find out who can be trusted and who can't. They may earn allies and meet enemies who will, each in their own way, help prepare for the greatest ordeals yet to come. This is the stage where the hero's skills and or powers are tested, and every obstacle that they face helps us gain a deeper insight into their character and ultimately identify with them even more. So Augie, as everyone expected, had a terrible first day at school, but he persevered and kept going to school. And he found his allies, Jack, Charlotte, and Summer, and quickly learned that his nemesis would be Julian and his friends Miles and Henry. Our heroes are now approaching the inmost cave. The inmost cave may represent many things in the hero's story, such as an actual location in which lies a terrible danger, or an inner conflict which up until now the hero has not yet had to face. As the hero approaches the cave, they must make final preparations before taking the final leap into the great unknown. And at the threshold to the innermost cave, the hero may once again face some of the doubts and fears that first surfaced upon his call to adventure. They may need some time to reflect on their journey and the treacherous road ahead in order to find the courage to continue. This brief respite helps the audience understand the magnitude of the ordeal that awaits the hero and escalates the tension and in anticipation to his ultimate test.
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find? What will I find? Lay me on the ground, fly me in the sky. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find? What will I find? Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Heaven, let your light shine down. Whoa. Heaven, let your light shine down. Love is in the water, love is in the air. Show me where to look and tell me will love be there? Will love be there? Teach me how to speak, teach me how to share. Teach me where to go and tell me will love be there? Will love be there? Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Heaven, let your light shine down. 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 Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find? What will I find? Lay me on the ground and fly me in the sky. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find? What will I find? Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Heaven, let your light shine down. Whoa. Heaven, Heaven, let your light shine down. Whoa. Heaven, let your light shine down. Whoa. Heaven, let your light shine down. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Heaven, let your light shine on me. Oh yeah, yeah. Heaven, let your light shine on me. Shine, shine. Come on and shine.
Thank you, Sal and Izzy. The supreme ordeal may be a dangerous physical test or a deep inner crisis that the hero must face in order to survive, or for the world in which the hero lives to continue to exist. Whether it be facing his greatest fear or most deadly foe, the hero must draw upon all of their skills and their experiences gathered upon the path to the endmost cave in order to overcome the most difficult challenge. Only through some form of death can the hero be reborn, experiencing a metaphorical resurrection that somehow grants them greater power or insight necessary in order to fulfill their destiny or reach their journey's end. This is the high point of the hero's story, and where everything told holds dear and is put online. If they fail, they will either die, or life as we know it will never be the same again. After defeating the enemy, surviving death, and finally overcoming their greatest personal challenge, the hero is ultimately transformed into a new state, emerging from battle as a stronger person and often with a prize. The reward may come in many forms: an object of great importance or power, a secret, greater knowledge or insight, or even reconciliation with a loved one or ally. Whatever the treasure which may well facilitate his return to the ordinary world, the hero must quickly put celebrations aside and prepare for the last leg of their journey. Augie's supreme ordeal came at Halloween as he was dressed as the ghost from the movie Scream. And of course, no one recognized him because they couldn't see who was under the mask. And especially his best friend, Jack, did not recognize him because he did not know that Augie was coming dressed as the ghost from Scream. And Augie happened to walk in on a conversation with Jack and some other boys, and Jack denied Augie. He said, "I'm not really friends with him. In fact, if I had a face like his, I'd probably kill myself." Now, of course, Augie was devastated at this point, and he just stopped talking to Jack. He would not speak to Jack at all. And Jack had no idea what had happened, why Augie would no longer talk to him. After a few months, Jack got into a fight with Julian because Julian was saying bad things about Augie. This confused Augie because he knew that Jack could be expelled for fighting, but couldn't understand why Jack would actually stick up for him. Well, luckily, Mr. Tushman understood the circumstances and went light on punishment. But the end result was that Jack and Augie reconciled. They got back together, and their friendship became stronger than it was in the past. Please stand in body or spirit as we sing together hymn number 211, We Are Climbing Jacob's Ladder. Now, if you would like to share a poem or the prayer that I've called to action from you, you can come forward. We'll take about 6 or 7 people the first time, and then we'll have another opportunity for more people to come forward. But for now, we're going to sing Jacob's Ladder. Come on forward if you would like to read. Share your name and then your poem.
I'm Becky Trombley-Freitag. Creating, tentatively, hopefully, breathing, singing, blooming, done simply by being, living.
Resilience, gritty, supple, bending, embracing, persevering, coming back new again, spring.
Dogs. Lovingly determined, smiling, kissing, happy. They always love you. Best friend. Good job.
Thank you. We'll have more opportunities shortly if you're not feeling quite called to come forth yet. This stage in the hero's journey represents a reverse echo of the call to adventure, in which the hero had to cross the first threshold, but the hero's journey is not yet over, and they may still need one last push back into the ordinary world. The moment before the hero finally commits to the last stage of the journey may be a moment in which they must choose between their own personal objective and that of a higher cause. And then they move into resurrection. This is the climax in which the hero must have their final and most dangerous encounter with death. The final battle also represents something far greater than the hero's own existence, with its outcome having far-reaching consequences to their ordinary world and the lives of those he left behind. If they fail, others will suffer, and this not only places more weight upon their shoulders, but in a movie, it grips the audience so that they too feel part of the conflict and share in the hero's hopes, fears, and trepidation. Ultimately, the hero will succeed, destroy his enemy, and emerge from the battle cleansed and reborn. And then they return with the elixir. They return with the Holy Grail. This is the final stage of the hero's journey in which they return home to their ordinary world, but as a changed person. They will have grown as a person, learned many things, faced many terrible dangers, and even death, but now look forward to the start of a new life. Their return may bring fresh hope to those they left behind, a direct solution to their problems, or perhaps a new perspective for everyone to consider. So Augie's final encounter before finishing his journey occurs at an overnight retreat that had many other schools across the city. And Augie and Jack went out for a walk, and they ran into some kids from another school, and they tried to bully Augie. Augie finally decided he's going to stand up for himself, even though these bullies were older and bigger than he was. And they actually started fighting. But during the fight, Miles and Henry, Julian's friends, showed up and helped Augie because they had seen the bullies follow behind Augie and Jack as they left. So now even more kids from school are rallying around Augie, and they helped Augie seize the day. The final reward was being awarded the Henry Ward Beecher Medal for being notable or exemplary in certain areas throughout the school year. The final reward that the hero obtains may be literal or metaphoric. It could be a cause for celebration, self-realization, or an end to strife. But whatever it is represents three things: change, success, and proof of his journey. The return home also signals the need for resolution for the story's other key players. The hero's doubters will be ostracized, the enemies punished, and the allies rewarded. Ultimately, the hero will return to where they started, but things will clearly never be the same again. We now prepare to receive the offering. After the offering is over, I invite whoever else would like to share their poems to come forward. Join us now as we take the offering.
I'm 15 for a moment, caught in between 10 and 20, and I'm just dreaming, counting the ways to where you are. I'm 22 for a moment. She feels better than ever, and we're on fire, making our way back from Mars. 15, there's still time for you, time to buy and time to lose. At 15, there's never a wish better than this. When you've only got 100 years to live. I'm 33 for a moment, still the man, but you see I'm a they. Get on the way, babe, a family on my mind. I'm 45 for a moment, the sea is high, and I'm heading into a crisis, chasing the years of my life. 15, there's still time for you, time to buy and time to lose yourself within a morning star. 15, I'm alright with you. 15, there's never a wish better than this. When you've only got 100 years to live, as time goes by, suddenly you're wise, another blink of an eye. 67 is gone, the sun is getting high, we're moving on. I'm 99 for a moment, dying for just another moment, and I'm still dreaming, fishing the years of my life. 15, there's still time for you. 22, I feel it too. 33, you're on your way. Every day's a new day. There's never a wish better than this. When you've only got 100 years to live.
My name is Joe Lindsley. Authenticity, terrifying, irresistible. Search, listen, learn, coming out every day, metamorphosis.
My name is Scott. Time, short, long, running, sleeping, calling. Sundays are so delicious. Today.
Hi, I'm Chris. Growth, exciting, uncomfortable, dreaming, doing, persisting. Be the new you, metamorphosis.
Hi, I'm Ryan. Open, courageously, selflessly, reflecting, listening, embracing. Inward journey, turning outward, trusting.
My name is Jenny. Trusting, composed, patient, relenting, giving, opening. The path unfolds ahead. Faith.
I'm Olga. Home. Right, peaceful, belong, strive, explore. My tears are good. Sky.
Thank you. There is another journey, and it's called the heroine's journey. It's formalized by a feminist, but just to give you where it twists a little bit different than the hero's journey, is that the purpose is to slay the monster of status quo of the paternalistic world. Food for thought. Only the women are laughing. We might remember that fairy tales and myths are not presented as historical truth, but are important as psychological truth. The demons, dragons, and allies that show up in myths are the projections of our own inner energies. That's why there is such unity across all cultures and time periods in what Joseph Campbell called the monomyth. For Carl Jung, it was the collective unconscious. These same energies and symbols show up in our dreams, helping us to recognize these qualities within ourselves. Myths show us our inner story on an outer level, helping us navigate our lives through the power of metaphor and teaching us how to cross the thresholds and face our dragons.
We forgot to rehearse before, so on A.
See the light as it shines on the sea. It's blinding, but no one knows how deep it goes. And it seems like it's calling out to me, so come find me and let me know what's beyond that line. Will I cross that line? The line where the sky meets the sea. It calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go.
Thank you to all of our musicians today. I now invite you to turn and greet your neighbor, say hi, invite them to coffee hour and conversation downstairs.